So, you've written your story, you've done your research, and you've decided that you're going to go the self-publishing route. Good for you! But what exactly do you do to prepare for the release of your book? You're self-publishing, meaning you're doing all the promos and advertisements yourself, so how exactly do you tackle all of this? This is Kathleen Lyons here at the Magic Library, and we're going to be talking about launch day to wrap up the Authors of the Future series. Before we get on into this treasured final video, I've got to talk about my online shop, the Magic Library Shop. It's where I sell all of my books as well as merch that I've designed for this series. I've got books, book merch boxes, stickers, buttons, and also acrylic charms of Luxalia and Silas. For the month of June, you can use Seraphim20 for 20% off all book merch boxes, which have a signed copy or signed copies of the books, to whether it's the companion novels, Arborea Lux and Animae Nexum, or the Seraphim Trilogy, a series of 5 prints that I actually drew for either series, 2 bookmarks, and a sticker pack. And you can find all of that on my shop. The link for that in the store will be down in the description below. So the final topic for this entire lovely series is about launch day. So let's talk about what exactly that means. This is what we in the biz call the day when our book finally hits the shelves on online stores and online retailers like Amazon for the masses to buy and enjoy to their heart's content. But before we can even celebrate the launch of our book, we gotta do some serious prep work. For those who were at Iron City Comic Con on May 30th and May 31st, you saw part 1 and part 2 of the Authors of the Future panel. Hello all of you. Post in the comments if you were there to see my panels. You'll remember that I mentioned that your prep work for launch doesn't start when you finish your book. It actually starts about halfway through your edits. The halfway through point, primarily between the muscles and organs phase and the finishing touches phase, is when you want to start teasing your book to potential readers, building up the hype, as it were. So, when I mentioned this during my panels, the next obvious question was, how do I get my book out there? Note, this question came from a rather enthusiastic Joker cosplayer, and he asked me for a picture later. The guy was awesome, and his question was so important, and was an important one. We're talking about how to get your name out there. And my answer to him was this: utilize your social media. Also, if you're watching this, hi Joker, I forget your name, and I'm so sorry. I am terrible with names, but your question made it into the video, so yay! But let's talk about utilizing your social media. No matter the platform, there is always a community of readers and authors that use hashtags like self-published author, book promo, coming soon, stuff like that. Research the hashtags for the socials you have. These help to get your posts out there into the community. And don't forget to be specific with your hashtags. Using genre-specific hashtags like hashtag fantasy or hashtag horror do wonders for also connecting to audiences outside the bookish community. Now, all of this helps you find a way to promote your book and get it seen with hashtags and keywords, but what do you actually post? Well, there are a number of different ways to get your book out there. When I first wrote Arborea Lux, I made 9 square mood boards of aesthetics for different characters and gave a small backstory for each. I then doubled down and did the same thing with short form videos using the stock images I used and a single line description of the character to create an aesthetic trailer. This can also be done with the general images you use for mood boards for the book itself to give off the vibe of your story. I'll look for the trailer and leave the trailer that I did for Animae Nexum in the description for you to look at. One thing to keep in mind if you go this route is to keep your music choice in mind. The music choice also determines how well your video will be seen by the algorithm in order to spread it out. Other options for advertising your story is posting snippets of scenes from the book. If you're on the bookish side of TikTok at all, you've probably are familiar with the slideshows or the pause and read style videos that have bits and pieces of a random scene in the book being promoted and ending in the name of the book and when the book will be released. This is a way to go, but how do you know which scene to choose? Choosing the right scene is important because it is what draws your audience in. I recommend using an action scene or even an emotional one. The right scene acts as a hook for your audience, and audiences are drawn to things that catch their attention. The 2 things that attract readers: action and emotion. As a reader, I can tell you that I'm drawn to stories that showcase emotion. something I can relate to or that I can feel. To wrap up this video, let's talk about the tip of the week. The final tip of the week. If you guys know the final countdown or all, whatever, that may have been a bad bit. Anyway, the final tip of the week. It's never too early to start talking about your story. This is not a time to be shy about what you're working on. You're excited for this story, right? You must be if you want to share it. Be your story's biggest fan. Talk about the characters and some of the dynamics. My favorite thing to share about Arboreal Lux and Animae Nexum is that Luxalia is looking for what happened to the Astroblood before her, because that person is the twin sister of the moody yet protective Dampier love interest who saves her life in Chapter 1. That's literally my pitch for how I showcase the slow-burning romance between Luxalia and Asilas. Talk about some details while not spoiling the twists or the ending. Don't be afraid of sharing what you're excited about when it comes to your book. Readers are drawn to enthusiasm like moths to a flame, and your enthusiasm is the key to success for how your story reaches your audience. And with all of that, that is going to be the end of this video. And for the series as a whole. Can you believe we're finally done with it? It's been a long time coming to get all of this done, and I'm so happy you guys have hung around with this long with this series. I hope this series provides a resource for all of you aspiring authors, you authors of the future you. I've had so much fun putting these videos together for all of you, and I can't wait to see what you come up with using this little retroactive guide as a resource. Who knows? Maybe we'll be selling books side by side at events one day. I very much look forward to it. If you're interested in my books, you can find them along with merch at the Magic Library shop, and you can use Seraphim20 for 20% off all book merch box sets. I very much am proud of these little things. They actually sell a whole lot at book events. So I definitely recommend it. And of course, if you're wanting to find more opinions about writing and everything and wanting to talk to fellow authors, do not forget to go to the link below and join the Inkweaver Clan Discord server. We have a lot of fun over there. We share funny memes, we share funny little things that have happened in our lives. There are some authors like Arissa that really love talking about writing. So I definitely recommend you get to know them a little bit if you didn't decide to join. But we have fun over there, and you can find that link to join down in the description below. I hope to see you guys there. And again, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the Authors of the Future series. Keep writing, you beautiful little Inkweavers. This has been Kathleen Lyons here at the Magic Library, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys!
Carries weight within these tears, long and wrapped in silver thread.